The Art of Thinking Clearly. Secrets Techniques to Remove Doubts from Your Life. Written by Ethan Hope. Published by Wisdom Audiobooks. Introduction. In today's world, navigating choices can feel like dodging bullets in a war zone of information overload. Each decision, big or small, becomes a battlefield where clarity is often the first casualty. Whether you're deciding which career path to pursue, figuring out how to balance work with personal life, or strategizing your next business move, the sheer volume of options and the constant barrage of information can leave you paralyzed. In such a cluttered mental space, the ability to think clearly has never been more vital. Imagine walking into a meeting with unwavering confidence, ready to present your ideas with clarity and precision. Your colleagues hang on your every word, not because of your title, but because you've mastered the art of clear thinking. The transformative power of clear thinking transcends all areas of life. It's the difference between feeling overwhelmed by endless choices and making decisions that propel you toward success. Whether in your personal relationships, professional endeavors, or academic pursuits, clear thinking can lead to better outcomes and a more fulfilling life. As you turn these pages, you will uncover cognitive secrets that have been meticulously categorized and simplified, tools that will transform your chaotic mind into a streamlined decision-making machine. This book promises to equip you with practical strategies to enhance your ability to think clearly, make sound decisions, and overcome self-doubt. You'll learn how to identify and mitigate cognitive biases, develop critical thinking skills, and apply these techniques in various aspects of life. Think back to a time when uncertainty paralyzed you, when indecision became a weight on your shoulders. What if you could equip yourself with a mental toolkit to break free from those chains? Reflect on the moments when doubt clouded your judgment, causing missed opportunities or regretful decisions. Now, envision a different scenario where you possess the tools to navigate through the fog, making confident and well-considered choices. This book is designed to guide you on that journey, transforming uncertainty into clarity. From understanding cognitive biases that cloud your judgment to applying critical thinking techniques in your daily life, the journey ahead is paved with insights that will reshape the way you think. We will explore the science behind common cognitive biases, providing real-life examples to illustrate their impact on our decisions. By recognizing these biases, you'll begin to see how they operate in everyday scenarios, from consumer behavior to personal relationships. Consider the hindsight bias, where events seem more predictable after they have occurred. How many times have you looked back and thought, "I knew this would happen," only to realize you didn't act on that knowledge at the moment? Or take the availability heuristic, where we overestimate the importance of information readily available to us, often leading to flawed decisions. For instance, hearing about a plane crash might make you believe air travel is unsafe, despite statistical evidence showing it's one of the safest modes of transportation. These biases are not just theoretical concepts. They have real-life implications. They can skew perceptions in areas like hiring decisions, financial investments, and even personal relationships. Understanding them helps demystify why people often make irrational choices, and underscores the importance of clearer thinking. Recognizing that everyone is susceptible to biases can foster empathy and improve interpersonal understanding, creating a more collaborative environment both personally and professionally. But awareness alone is not enough. To counteract these biases, you need to develop skills that promote clear thinking and better decision-making. This book will initiate discussions on self-awareness and critical thinking as tools to fend off the impacts of cognitive biases. You'll learn about mindfulness exercises that encourage greater awareness of your thoughts and decision processes, fostering a habit of deliberate and conscious choices. Self-assessment tools, such as questionnaires and journaling techniques, will help you identify your own biases. By reflecting on past decisions and tracking your thought patterns, you can gain profound insights into your decision-making habits. Additionally, seeking feedback from others invites new perspectives, helping you recognize blind spots that you might overlook. Throughout this book, you'll find case studies and surveys that highlight the prevalence and effects of cognitive biases in various decision-making contexts. Real data makes a compelling case for the need to understand and manage these biases. These insights will serve as cautionary tales, prompting you to evaluate your own biases and strive for improvement. The roadmap ahead involves a structured exploration of these topics, starting with an introduction to cognitive biases. You'll learn to spot the pitfalls that cloud your judgment and discover strategies to overcome them. Subsequent chapters will delve into critical thinking techniques, practical exercises, and real-world applications to help solidify your newfound skills. Ultimately, the goal is to inspire you to reconsider your decision-making processes and strive for clarity. By employing self-assessment tools and practicing reflection, you will enhance your ability to identify personal cognitive biases. This sets the stage for developing clearer, more confident decision-making skills, equipping you to handle life's myriad challenges with poise and competence. As you embark on this journey, remember that the quest for clear thinking is continuous. Each chapter will build upon the last, gradually transforming the way you approach decisions. By the end of this book, you will possess a comprehensive toolkit designed to empower you with the clarity and confidence needed for personal development, professional growth, and lifelong learning. So let's step forward together, embracing the challenge of clearer thinking and strategic decision-making. The path ahead is rich with potential, awaiting your curiosity and dedication. Welcome to a journey that will reshape your mind and elevate your life. Chapter 1. Understanding Cognitive Biases. Understanding cognitive biases is essential for anyone looking to make better decisions. These mental shortcuts, while often helpful in processing information quickly, can also lead us astray, causing less than optimal choices in various aspects of life. By recognizing these biases, we can start to see the hidden influences on our thinking and begin the journey toward clearer, more rational decision-making. This chapter delves into common cognitive biases that impact our daily lives. We'll explore well-known biases like hindsight bias, the availability heuristic, and the anchoring effect through relatable examples. By understanding the mechanisms behind these biases, readers will gain insights into their own decision-making processes and learn strategies to mitigate these mental traps. This knowledge equips us to navigate both personal and professional scenarios with greater awareness and improved critical thinking skills. Definition and examples of cognitive biases. In everyday life, people often believe they are making purely rational decisions. However, many of our choices are influenced by cognitive biases, systematic patterns of deviation from norm or rationality in judgment. These biases affect our thinking and decision-making processes in ways we might not even be aware of. Cognitive biases can be understood as mental shortcuts that help us process information more efficiently. While these shortcuts can be helpful, they also tend to lead us astray, resulting in suboptimal judgments and decisions. The first step toward clearer thinking is recognizing that these biases are inherent to the human thought process. No one is immune, and understanding this concept is crucial for anyone aiming to enhance their decision-making skills. One of the most common cognitive biases is the hindsight bias. This occurs when people believe after an event has occurred that they could have predicted or expected the outcome. For instance, if a sports team wins a match, fans may claim they knew it all along, though predicting the outcome was uncertain before the game. This bias gives a false sense of predictability, clouding our judgment about the uncertainty and complexity of events. Another common bias is the availability heuristic. This bias affects how people judge the likelihood of events based on how easily examples come to mind. For example, after seeing news reports about airplane accidents, individuals might overestimate the dangers of flying, even though statistically, air travel is much safer than driving a car. The vividness and recency of such images overshadow a more objective assessment of risk. The anchoring effect is another example. This bias occurs when individuals rely too heavily on the first piece of information they receive when making decisions. A classic example is price negotiations. The initial price offered sets a standard, and subsequent negotiations revolve around that figure, regardless of other relevant information. For instance, if you're told a jacket originally costs $300 but is on sale for $150, you perceive it as a good deal, even if its actual value might be closer to $100. Understanding these biases helps demystify why people often make irrational choices. It becomes easier to see why someone might stick with a failing business strategy due to the sunk cost fallacy. The belief that they must continue investing in a project because they have already invested significant resources, despite new evidence suggesting that further investment would be unwise. Recognizing such patterns aids in making more informed, rational decisions. Recognizing that cognitive biases are a natural part of human psychology is a powerful tool. By acknowledging these mental traps, we can begin to counteract their detrimental effects on our decision-making processes. For example, professionals in fields like medicine use checklists to minimize errors caused by biases. Research has shown that even simple interventions, such as being aware of these biases, can reduce their impact on decisions. Daily life is full of situations where cognitive biases come into play. Consider the optimism bias, which causes individuals to overestimate the likelihood of positive outcomes and underestimate the likelihood of negative ones. This bias can influence everything from personal health choices to financial investments. People might neglect health screenings because they feel overly optimistic about their well-being, or they might invest in high-risk ventures believing that success is more probable than it actually is. Emotional and psychological effects of biases can also be profound. The confirmation bias, for example, prompts individuals to favor information that confirms their pre-existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. This can create echo chambers in social and political contexts, where people only engage with viewpoints that reinforce their own. Over time, this diminishes critical thinking and promotes divisiveness. Case studies and surveys highlight the pervasive impact of cognitive biases. For instance, a study on medical decision-making found that hindsight bias significantly influenced doctors' judgments on past treatment effectiveness, potentially impacting future patient care. Similarly, research in behavioral economics shows how the framing effect, a bias where people react differently depending on how information is presented, affects consumer behavior. When products are framed as having discounts rather than highlighting the actual price, customers perceive greater value and are more likely to make a purchase. Ultimately, understanding cognitive biases provides valuable insights into human behavior. It explains why individuals often struggle to change their minds, even when faced with compelling evidence, a phenomenon known as belief perseverance. By being aware of these biases, we can adopt strategies to mitigate their influence. Techniques such as seeking diverse perspectives, questioning initial impressions, and practicing mindfulness can help foster more balanced and objective thinking. The impact of biases on daily decisions. Cognitive biases are pervasive in our lives, subtly shaping and often skewing our decisions. Whether at work, in relationships, or managing finances, these mental shortcuts can lead to less than optimal choices. In the workplace, cognitive biases can influence everything from hiring decisions to project management. For instance, confirmation bias might lead a manager to favor information that supports their preconceived notions during the hiring process, possibly overlooking more qualified candidates. Similarly, the anchoring effect can cause an undue reliance on the initial piece of information, such as setting project budgets based on an early estimate, without considering subsequent data that might suggest otherwise. Biases also affect personal relationships. Take the halo effect, where one positive trait leads to an overall favorable impression. This can cloud judgment in friendships or romantic relationships, making it difficult to see potential red flags. Conversely, the horn effect causes negative traits to overshadow everything else. Such biases can hinder our ability to form balanced views of others, impacting how we interact and communicate. Financial decisions are not immune either. The availability heuristic might lead investors to make decisions based on recent news, rather than long-term trends, resulting in poor investment choices. Loss aversion, another common bias, makes people disproportionately fear losses compared to equivalent gains. This can cause overcautious behavior, preventing potentially profitable investments. These biases contribute significantly to stress and anxiety. When decisions don't pan out, individuals may experience dissatisfaction and regret, leading to cognitive dissonance. For example, if someone buys a high-priced item impulsively due to a scarcity bias, they might later feel stressed about the purchase when considering their budget constraints. Such situations create internal conflicts, exacerbating stress levels and making future decisions more fraught with anxiety. Understanding and mitigating the impact of cognitive biases requires self-awareness and critical thinking. By recognizing that these biases exist, individuals can start to question automatic responses and consider alternative viewpoints. One practical approach is mindfulness, paying close attention to thoughts and feelings without judgment. This practice helps in identifying biases as they occur, allowing for more deliberate decision-making processes. Moreover, regular reflection through journaling can be an effective tool. Documenting daily decisions and reflecting on the outcomes can reveal patterns influenced by cognitive biases. Over time, this practice can foster greater self-awareness and highlight areas needing improvement. Seeking feedback from others also plays a crucial role. Often, outsiders can spot biases that individuals overlook. Engaging with trusted colleagues, friends, or mentors for input can provide diverse perspectives and reduce the likelihood of biased decisions. This collaborative approach promotes a culture of critical thinking and continuous learning. Statistical evidence and case studies underline the prevalence of cognitive biases in decision-making. For instance, research has shown that under stressful conditions, individuals often revert to intuitive, biased decision-making instead of rational deliberation. This stress-induced deliberation to intuition model explains why stress may exacerbate decision biases, shifting strategies from thoughtful consideration to instinctual reactions. A study by Hartley and Phelps, 2012, further highlights how anxiety can impair decision-making. They found that anxious individuals tend to exhibit heightened amygdala responses and reduced prefrontal cortex activity, leading to biased interpretations and decisions. This neural response underscores the importance of managing stress and anxiety to make better decisions. Case studies provide practical insights into these concepts. For example, examining the 2008 financial crisis reveals how cognitive biases like overconfidence and herd mentality facilitated risky behaviors among investors, ultimately leading to widespread economic fallout. Understanding these events helps illustrate the tangible effects of cognitive biases and emphasizes the need for vigilant, unbiased decision-making practices. Addressing cognitive biases isn't solely an individual effort. Organizations, too, can benefit from structured interventions. Implementing training programs focused on critical thinking and decision-making can help teams recognize and counteract biases collectively. Creating an environment that encourages questioning assumptions and valuing diverse opinions can mitigate the risks associated with cognitive biases in business contexts. Recognizing cognitive biases is key to understanding the ways they shape our daily decisions. This chapter has explored various common biases, such as hindsight bias, availability heuristic, and anchoring effect, providing real-world examples to illustrate their impact. By identifying these mental shortcuts, we gain insight into why irrational choices often prevail. Such awareness is the first step toward more rational decision-making in personal and professional contexts. To counteract these biases, individuals must adopt strategies that promote clearer thinking. Techniques like mindfulness, seeking diverse perspectives, and regularly reflecting on past decisions can help mitigate their influence. By applying these methods, readers can enhance their critical thinking abilities, leading to better decisions and improved outcomes. Embracing these practices allows for a more deliberate approach, fostering personal growth and development. Chapter 2: The Science Behind Clear Thinking. Clear thinking is an essential skill that influences our ability to make effective decisions in both personal and professional contexts. Our capacity to think clearly aids in navigating complex situations, solving problems systematically, and making informed choices. This chapter delves into the psychological principles that foster clear thinking by examining factors such as critical thinking skills, emotional regulation, and cognitive load. Understanding these elements helps us enhance our mental clarity and ultimately improve our decision-making processes. The upcoming discussion will explore how critical thinking skills serve as a cornerstone for clear thinking, enabling us to analyze, evaluate, and reason through different scenarios efficiently. We will also examine the role of emotional regulation in maintaining mental clarity under stress, highlighting strategies to manage our emotions effectively. Additionally, the chapter will shed light on cognitive load theory, emphasizing how managing mental resources can prevent cognitive overload and promote better judgment. By the end of this chapter, readers will gain valuable insights into the interplay of these psychological principles and how they can be applied to foster clearer, more deliberate thought processes in daily life. Overview of critical thinking skills. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze and evaluate an argument or situation. This skill serves as a foundation for clear thinking, enabling individuals to dissect complex problems and articulate their reasoning effectively. It is essential in decision-making processes, allowing for clarity and decisiveness. Developing critical thinking skills empowers individuals to tackle challenges efficiently. It involves examining evidence critically, scrutinizing different viewpoints, and forming well-reasoned conclusions. This analytical capability helps in navigating both personal and professional life with better judgment and confidence. The key components of critical thinking include analysis, evaluation, inference, and reasoning. Analysis involves breaking down information into smaller parts to understand it better. For instance, when faced with a business dilemma, analyzing market trends, customer behavior, and financial data can offer valuable insights. This systematic approach aids in identifying the core issues and potential solutions. Evaluation is about assessing the strengths and weaknesses of various arguments or pieces of information. This process requires considering the credibility, accuracy, and validity of the sources. For example, in academic research, evaluating the methodology and findings of studies ensures that decisions are based on reliable evidence. Inference involves drawing logical conclusions from available data. This step is crucial for making predictions and formulating plans. For instance, a manager may infer future sales trends based on past performance and market indicators. Effective inference relies on sound reasoning and minimizes the risk of errors in judgment. Reasoning is the ability to link different pieces of information coherently and logically. It helps in formulating arguments and solving problems systematically. When proposing a new business strategy, reasoning enables leaders to connect various factors such as resources, market conditions, and organizational goals to create a compelling plan. To cultivate critical thinking, individuals can engage in discussions and debates. These activities challenge participants to consider multiple perspectives, defend their viewpoints, and refine their arguments. For example, participating in a debate club can significantly enhance one's ability to think critically under pressure. Reflective journaling is another effective strategy. Writing about daily experiences and decisions encourages self-analysis and deeper understanding. By reflecting on what worked well and what didn't, individuals can develop a habit of continuous improvement. This practice not only enhances critical thinking, but also fosters emotional intelligence. Regular practice is vital to embed critical thinking as a habit in everyday life and decision-making. Engaging with thought-provoking content such as books, podcasts, and articles keeps the mind active and sharp. Additionally, solving puzzles and playing strategic games like chess can also boost critical thinking skills. Despite its benefits, critical thinking faces challenges from cognitive biases and emotional responses. Cognitive biases are systematic patterns of deviation from rationality and judgment. They can lead to skewed interpretations and poor decisions. For instance, confirmation bias causes individuals to favor information that confirms their preconceptions while disregarding contrary evidence. Recognizing and overcoming cognitive biases requires ongoing self-reflection. Regularly questioning one's assumptions and seeking feedback from diverse sources can help mitigate these biases. For example, before making a major decision, consulting with colleagues who have different viewpoints ensures a more balanced perspective. Emotional responses can also cloud judgment. Strong emotions such as anger, fear, or excitement can impair objective analysis and lead to impulsive decisions. For instance, making investment choices based on market hype rather than thorough analysis can result in significant losses. Managing emotions effectively is crucial for clear thinking. Techniques such as mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, and taking breaks during stressful situations can help regulate emotional responses. Practicing these techniques regularly makes it easier to remain calm and focused during critical decision-making moments. One practical guideline for enhancing critical thinking is to adopt a structured approach to problem solving. This involves defining the problem clearly, gathering relevant information, analyzing options, evaluating consequences, and making informed decisions. Using frameworks like SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, can provide a comprehensive view of the situation and facilitate better decision-making. Another useful guideline is to foster a culture of curiosity and openness to learning. Encouraging oneself and others to ask questions, seek out new knowledge, and challenge existing beliefs promotes a growth mindset. For instance, in a team setting, creating an environment where employees feel safe to voice their ideas and concerns leads to more innovative and effective solutions. In conclusion, critical thinking is a fundamental skill for achieving clarity and decisiveness in decision-making. By understanding its key components, analysis, evaluation, inference, and reasoning, individuals can develop a structured approach to tackle problems effectively. Cultivating critical thinking through discussions, reflective journaling, and regular practice helps embed this skill as a habit in everyday life. Role of emotional regulation and cognitive load in decision-making. Managing emotions and cognitive load is pivotal in promoting clear thinking and enhancing decision-making. Emotional regulation plays a significant role in maintaining clarity, especially under stress. When faced with stressful situations, our emotional responses can either cloud our judgment or help us navigate the circumstances more effectively. The ability to regulate these emotions allows us to remain calm and rational, enabling better decision-making. Emotional regulation involves techniques to manage and modulate one's emotional responses. It means recognizing and understanding one's emotional triggers and implementing strategies to keep them in check. For instance, deep breathing exercises, mindfulness practices, and even simple pauses before reacting can help moderate emotional responses. These techniques create a mental buffer that helps individuals approach decisions with a clearer mind. As such, an effective emotional regulation strategy is essential for anyone looking to enhance their decision-making skills. The impact of emotion on judgment cannot be understated. Strong emotions can easily lead to biased decisions. For example, making decisions when angry or overly excited can result in choices that one might later regret. By understanding the interplay between emotions and judgment, individuals can learn to assess their emotional state before making important decisions. This self-awareness empowers people to pause and consider their emotions objectively, ensuring they do not let temporary feelings dictate their actions. For instance, taking time to cool down after a heated argument before making a crucial decision can prevent impulsive and potentially regrettable outcomes. Cognitive load refers to the amount of mental effort being used in the working memory. In simpler terms, it's the total amount of information our brain tries to process at any given time. When the cognitive load is too high, it can lead to mental fatigue, reducing the clarity of thought and impairing decision-making. Recognizing and understanding the concept of cognitive load is vital because it highlights the limits of our cognitive capacity. Just as lifting too much weight can strain our muscles, trying to process too much information at once can overwhelm our brain, leading to poor decisions. Effective decision-making often hinges on managing this cognitive load. High cognitive load has been associated with decreased performance and poor decision outcomes. For example, if someone is trying to make a complex business decision while simultaneously dealing with multiple distractions and tasks, their ability to think clearly is compromised. As research indicates, excessive cognitive load burdens the mental processing capacity, resulting in what is commonly described as mental overload. This state not only hinders performance, but also increases the likelihood of errors in judgment. Therefore, managing cognitive resources through various strategies becomes imperative. Techniques to reduce cognitive load include breaking tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. By segmenting information, the brain can process each part sequentially rather than all at once, which reduces mental strain. Prioritizing tasks based on importance and urgency helps focus cognitive efforts where they are most needed, preventing overload from less critical tasks. Using visual aids is another effective strategy to manage cognitive load. Visual representations can simplify complex information, making it easier to understand and remember. For instance, charts, graphs, and diagrams can present data in a way that the brain can quickly grasp without becoming overwhelmed by details. Moreover, organizing information visually can aid in identifying patterns and relationships, further enhancing clarity in decision-making. Real-life applications of these strategies are numerous and beneficial across various fields. In personal development, individuals can use emotional regulation techniques to handle stress and anxiety better, leading to more thoughtful and deliberate life choices. Business professionals can apply these methods to improve their decision-making processes, particularly in high-stakes environments where clear thinking is crucial. For students, learning to manage cognitive load effectively can enhance academic performance by allowing them to handle complex subjects without feeling overwhelmed. The chapter delves into the psychological principles that promote clear thinking, focusing on critical thinking skills, emotional regulation, and cognitive load. It highlights how analysis, evaluation, inference, and reasoning form the core of critical thinking, enabling individuals to approach problems systematically and make well-reasoned decisions. Moreover, it emphasizes the importance of managing emotions through techniques like mindfulness and reflective journaling. These practices help maintain clarity, reduce impulsive reactions, and foster continuous improvement in decision-making abilities. Additionally, understanding and managing cognitive load is crucial for effective decision-making. The chapter explains that high cognitive load can lead to mental fatigue and poor judgment, stressing the need to break tasks into smaller steps and use visual aids for better information processing. By adopting structured approaches and fostering a culture of curiosity, individuals can enhance their critical thinking and decision-making skills. These strategies are valuable for personal development, professional growth, and academic success, empowering readers to navigate complex situations with confidence and clarity. Chapter 3. Techniques for enhancing critical thinking. Enhancing critical thinking is essential for making clearer and more confident decisions in both personal and professional contexts. Critical thinking involves analyzing information, questioning assumptions, and evaluating evidence to arrive at well-reasoned conclusions. This chapter delves into practical techniques that can help individuals sharpen their critical thinking skills. Whether you aim to improve your decision-making abilities or foster a culture of critical inquiry in your team, Understanding these techniques will empower you with the tools needed to navigate complex situations effectively. This chapter covers diverse strategies designed to enhance critical thinking. It begins by exploring Socratic questioning, a method that encourages deep reflection and continuous questioning to uncover underlying beliefs and assumptions. Readers will learn how to formulate effective questions that challenge existing viewpoints and facilitate insightful discussions. The chapter also introduces mind mapping as a visual tool for organizing thoughts and breaking down complex ideas into manageable parts. Additionally, the cost-benefit analysis framework is presented as a systematic approach to evaluating decisions by comparing their potential costs and benefits. Through these methods, readers will gain valuable insights into developing a more thoughtful and analytical approach to problem-solving and decision-making. Socratic questioning. Understanding the Socratic method involves delving into its core principles and acknowledging its historical significance. Developed by the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, this method emphasizes a cooperative dialogue between the teacher and students through continuous questioning. The objective is not simply to convey information, but to encourage deeper understanding and critical analysis of one's own beliefs and assumptions. Historical accounts show that Socrates used this technique to examine ethical concepts and moral reasoning, making significant contributions to Western philosophy. In the modern context, the Socratic method remains invaluable in educational settings for promoting clear thinking and reasoned argumentation. The underlying principle of the Socratic method is to foster an environment where individuals can explore their thoughts thoroughly and recognize inconsistencies in their logic. By engaging in questioning, participants are encouraged to clarify their beliefs and articulate their reasoning processes more effectively. This method does not focus on delivering predetermined answers, but aims to reveal the complexities and uncertainties inherent in various subjects. Such an approach helps learners develop a more nuanced understanding and enhances their ability to think critically about different issues. Asking the right questions is crucial to the effectiveness of the Socratic method. Properly formulated questions can challenge assumptions, uncover underlying motivations, and assess the validity of specific thoughts. One guideline for asking effective questions is to start with open-ended inquiries that prompt expansive thinking rather than limiting responses to yes or no answers. For instance, instead of asking, "Do you agree with this statement?" one might ask, "What do you think leads to this conclusion?" Another guideline is to pursue clarifying questions that help break down complex ideas into simpler components. For example, "Can you explain what you mean by fairness in this context?" Such questions compel respondents to dissect and analyze their views, leading to greater precision in thought. Additionally, probing questions that delve into the implications of a belief or action can be instrumental. Questions like, "What might be the consequences if everyone adopted this perspective?" encourage critical reflection on broader impacts and ethical considerations. To practice these techniques in practical scenarios, readers should engage in exercises that simulate real-life conversations. Practice scenarios provide valuable opportunities to apply Socratic questioning in controlled settings. These exercises might involve role-playing discussions, where individuals take on different positions in a debate or scenario analysis, where participants critique each other's arguments. For instance, one exercise could involve debating a topical issue, such as environmental policy, with participants challenged to question the assumptions behind proposed solutions and explore alternative viewpoints. Such practice helps individuals enhance their analytical skills and become more adept at conducting meaningful dialogues in both personal and professional situations. Reflecting on these interactions allows participants to identify areas for improvement and build more effective communication strategies. By consistently engaging in these scenarios, one can refine their ability to employ Socratic questioning naturally and confidently. Applying Socratic questioning in daily life extends beyond formal settings and can have a profound impact on everyday decision-making processes. Integrating this technique into daily routines promotes a culture of open inquiry and thoughtful consideration. One strategy is to routinely question the basis of one's decisions and reflect on the reasons behind personal choices. For example, when faced with a significant decision, one might ask, "What evidence supports this option?" Or, "Are there any biases influencing my judgment?" Incorporating Socratic questioning in professional environments can also enhance team dynamics and strategic planning. Leaders can encourage their teams to engage in critical dialogue by fostering an open atmosphere where questioning is valued. This approach helps uncover potential flaws in plans and identifies more robust solutions. For instance, in a project meeting, a team leader might ask, "How did we arrive at this solution?" Or, "What are the potential risks associated with this plan?" Regularly practicing this form of inquiry helps instill a mindset of continuous learning and improvement. It encourages individuals to remain curious and open to new perspectives, which is essential for personal and professional growth. Moreover, promoting a questioning culture within organizations can lead to more innovative and effective problem solving, as diverse viewpoints are considered and thoroughly examined. Mind mapping and cost-benefit analysis framework. To introduce visual and structured methods for organizing thoughts and evaluating choices, thus fostering clearer thinking and sound decision-making, we first delve into the concept of mind mapping. Mind mapping is a technique that helps break down complex ideas into parts, promoting creativity and streamlined decision-making through visual organization. This method involves structuring information visually around a central idea, which allows the brain to better understand and process the content. By mapping out various components of a thought or problem, one can identify relationships and patterns that aren't as evident through linear note-taking or traditional brainstorming. Furthermore, mind mapping encourages the expansion of ideas, enabling individuals to explore different perspectives and potential solutions. Creating an effective mind map begins with a central idea or theme placed at the center of your workspace. From this central point, draw branches to represent main topics or major components related to the core idea. Each branch can be further divided into sub-branches, representing more detailed aspects of each main topic. Using colors and images can significantly enhance memory retention and facilitate a better understanding of the material. Digital tools are available that allow users to create and customize their mind maps with ease, offering features like drag-and-drop functionality, templates, and real-time collaboration. Utilizing these digital tools not only makes the process more engaging, but also caters to those who are tech-savvy and prefer working in a digital environment. To illustrate, let's say you're considering launching a new marketing campaign for your product. You start by placing New Marketing Campaign at the center of your mind map. From there, you create branches labeled Target Audience, Budget, Channels, Content, and Metrics. Under Target Audience, you might list demographic details, preferences, and past behaviors. The Budget section could include estimated costs, allocated resources, and expected ROI. This visual breakdown allows you to see all aspects of the campaign at a glance, facilitating better planning and execution. Now let's explore the concept of cost-benefit analysis, a systematic approach that evaluates the costs and benefits associated with decisions, projects, or investments. This technique simplifies the evaluation process by providing a clear rationale for each choice, helping to clarify implications and potential outcomes. By quantitatively and qualitatively comparing the pros and cons, individuals can make informed decisions that align with their goals and values. Performing a cost-benefit analysis starts by listing potential costs and benefits of a decision. Costs may include financial expenditures, time investment, resource allocation, and opportunity costs, while benefits might encompass increased revenue, improved efficiency, enhanced reputation, or personal satisfaction. It's crucial to assign realistic values to each identified cost and benefit, even if they are intangible. For example, suppose you're considering whether to invest in employee training. Costs might involve course fees, lost productivity during training hours, and additional workload on remaining staff. Benefits could include higher employee performance, reduced turnover rates, and a more skilled workforce. Once all costs and benefits are listed and valued, sum them up to get a comprehensive view of the net impact of your decision. This final quantification provides a clearer understanding of whether the benefits outweigh the costs. Additionally, it's essential to consider both short-term and long-term implications, as some benefits or costs may only become apparent over time. For instance, imagine you're trying to decide whether to move to a new job in a different city. Start by listing the costs: moving expenses, higher living costs, leaving behind friends and family, and adjusting to a new environment. Then list the benefits: higher salary, career advancement opportunities, better work-life balance, and experiencing a new culture. Assign values to each cost and benefit, considering both immediate and future impacts. By performing this thorough analysis, you can determine if the decision aligns with your professional and personal goals. Incorporating these methods, mind mapping and cost-benefit analysis, into your decision-making process facilitates clearer thinking and more confident choices. Mind mapping aids in visually organizing thoughts, making it easier to dissect complex ideas and see connections. Cost-benefit analysis offers a structured approach to evaluate the feasibility and impact of potential decisions. These techniques are particularly useful for business professionals needing to analyze strategic options, students looking to organize study materials, or anyone aiming to improve personal growth and decision-making skills. By adopting these methods, you empower yourself to navigate challenges more effectively, leading to smarter, well-informed decisions. Throughout this chapter, practical techniques such as Socratic questioning, mind mapping, and cost-benefit analysis have been explored to enhance critical thinking skills. These methods are designed to help individuals interrogate their beliefs, organize complex ideas, and evaluate decisions more effectively. By implementing these strategies, readers can develop a deeper understanding of various topics and improve their decision-making abilities. Incorporating these approaches into daily routines fosters a mindset of continuous learning and critical analysis. Whether employed in personal, professional, or educational contexts, these tools empower individuals to question assumptions, visualize their thoughts, and weigh the pros and cons of their choices. As readers practice these techniques, they will become more adept at making clear, confident decisions that align with their goals and values. Chapter 4. Overcoming self-doubt. Overcoming self-doubt is a matter of recognizing and addressing the root causes that undermine confidence and decision-making clarity. Many adults unknowingly carry remnants of their childhood experiences into their adult lives, which can heavily influence their sense of self-worth and confidence. Negative reinforcement and high parental expectations are particularly significant in embedding chronic self-doubt and insecurities. Understanding how authoritative parenting styles contribute to these feelings can help individuals pinpoint whether their self-doubt originated from their formative years. Furthermore, in today's digital environment, constant exposure to idealized images on social media sets unrealistic standards, exacerbating feelings of inadequacy through unhealthy comparisons. This chapter delves into various strategies for minimizing self-doubt and fostering self-confidence. Readers will explore techniques to identify sources of their self-doubt, such as negative self-talk and fear of failure, and learn actionable methods to counteract these detrimental patterns. Strategies such as cultivating positive affirmations, adopting a growth mindset, and engaging in empowering communities are discussed in depth. In addition, practical tips like journaling for self-reflection and setting healthy boundaries in relationships and workspaces will be outlined. By the end of the chapter, readers will have a toolkit of approaches to bolster their decision-making clarity and enhance their overall self-worth. Understanding the sources of self-doubt. Many adults carry the influences of their childhood into their adult lives, often without realizing how deeply these early experiences shape their sense of self-worth and confidence. Childhood experiences, particularly those involving negative reinforcement and high parental expectations, can embed chronic self-doubt and insecurities within individuals. When children repeatedly receive messages that they are not good enough or that their efforts are insufficient, these beliefs take root and grow over time. For example, if a parent constantly criticizes a child's academic performance despite their best efforts, the child may internalize this criticism, leading to a lifelong struggle with self-doubt, even in unrelated areas. Authoritative parenting can play a crucial role here. Studies have shown that authoritarian parenting styles, characterized by strict rules and high expectations without emotional support, can contribute significantly to feelings of inadequacy and insecurity in children. On the other hand, nurturing parenting, where constructive feedback is coupled with emotional warmth, can help build resilience and self-confidence in children. By understanding this dynamic, readers can start to pinpoint whether their own self-doubt has roots in their childhood experiences, allowing them to address these underlying issues effectively. In today's digital age, social comparison has become a pervasive issue, impacting many people's self-perception and self-worth. Social media platforms are filled with curated highlights of others' lives, setting unrealistic standards and fostering an environment ripe for harmful comparisons. This constant exposure can leave individuals feeling inadequate as they compare their everyday realities to the seemingly perfect lives displayed online. Psychological research indicates that frequently engaging in social comparisons can lead to decreased self-esteem and increased anxiety. To counteract this, it is crucial to focus on one's unique journey and personal growth, rather than measuring oneself against others. Setting personal goals and celebrating individual achievements, no matter how small, can be empowering. For instance, someone might set a goal to learn a new skill and recognize their progress regardless of how it compares to others. This shift in perspective encourages personal development and helps mitigate the adverse effects of social comparison. Allowing oneself the grace to grow at their own pace can foster a healthier self-image and reduce self-doubt. The fear of failure is another significant barrier that can paralyze action and exacerbate self-doubt. Often, this fear arises from a desire to avoid negative feedback or judgment, leading individuals to shy away from opportunities that involve any risk of failing. This avoidance reinforces a fixed mindset, where abilities are seen as static and unchangeable, further entrenching self-doubt. However, adopting a growth mindset can transform this fear into a potent motivator for learning and improvement. A growth mindset embraces the idea that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and perseverance. Encouraging oneself to view failures as learning opportunities, rather than as definitive judgments of ability, can make a substantial difference. For example, instead of perceiving a failed project as a personal shortcoming, one could analyze what went wrong and use that insight to improve future endeavors. Prominent figures across various fields have shared how their failures were stepping stones to success, illustrating that setbacks are often integral to the learning process. Practicing this mindset can gradually diminish the fear of failure and bolster confidence in decision-making. Negative self-talk is another critical factor that sustains self-doubt. The internal narrative that individuals maintain about themselves can profoundly influence their confidence and actions. Constantly telling oneself that they are not capable, worthy, or intelligent can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where these beliefs manifest in reality. Negative self-talk can stem from past criticisms, societal pressures, or ingrained habits of focusing on one's perceived flaws. To combat detrimental thought patterns, developing positive affirmations and consciously practicing them can be effective. Affirmations are positive statements that individuals repeat to themselves to challenge and overcome negative thoughts. For instance, replacing "I can't do this" with "I am capable and will give my best effort" can gradually reshape one's internal dialogue. Additionally, mindfulness and cognitive behavioral techniques can help identify and reframe negative thoughts, promoting a healthier mental state. Journaling is another useful strategy. Writing down instances of negative self-talk and then reframing them with more balanced perspectives can help individuals gain control over their thoughts. Over time, this practice can lead to a more positive and realistic self-view. Engaging in activities that one excel at and receiving positive feedback from trusted peers can also reinforce positive self-perceptions. Building a supportive environment. In the journey to overcoming self-doubt, one critical step is surrounding oneself with supportive people and environments that bolster confidence and clarity in decision-making. This section will explore how choosing supportive relationships, establishing boundaries, engaging in empowering communities, and cultivating a positive workspace can significantly impact one's ability to make sound decisions and maintain self-worth. Choosing supportive relationships. The people we interact with daily have a profound influence on our self-esteem and overall mental well-being. Positive encouragement from supportive relationships can act as a catalyst for personal growth and confidence. When surrounded by individuals who genuinely believe in your potential, you are more likely to take risks and pursue opportunities without being paralyzed by self-doubt. To build such a network, start by assessing your current relationships. Ask yourself which individuals uplift you and which ones tend to drain your energy or instill negative thoughts. Seek out those who offer constructive feedback rather than harsh criticism, as constructive feedback helps you grow while maintaining your self-esteem. Another strategy is to look for common values and goals when forming new relationships. Aligning yourself with people who share similar aspirations ensures mutual support and understanding. Your network should include mentors, friends, and colleagues who inspire and motivate you to be your best self. Establishing boundaries. Healthy boundaries are essential for protecting mental clarity and confidence. Setting boundaries involves identifying what behaviors you find acceptable from others and clearly communicating these limits. When boundaries are respected, it prevents emotional burnout and fosters an environment where you can thrive. Start by reflecting on your needs and what makes you comfortable. Understand that setting boundaries is not about isolating yourself, but about creating a safe space where you can operate effectively. Communicate your boundaries calmly and assertively, without apology or justification. For example, if you need focused work time, let colleagues know specific periods when you prefer not to be disturbed. It's crucial to remember that you are not responsible for others' reactions to your boundaries. Some may initially resist or test these limits, but it is vital to remain firm. Over time, consistent reinforcement of your boundaries will lead to greater respect and understanding from those around you. Practicing boundary setting also means recognizing when others set their own and respecting them. This mutual respect builds trust and reduces conflicts, contributing to a healthier and more productive environment. Engaging in empowering communities. Beyond individual relationships, being part of empowering communities offers numerous benefits. Teamwork, mentorship, and networking provide collective support that can exponentially increase your confidence and capabilities. Joining professional groups, clubs, or online communities related to your interests or field of work can introduce you to like-minded individuals who share your challenges and goals. These communities often provide resources, advice, and encouragement that can help you navigate complex situations with greater ease. Mentorship is another powerful tool. A mentor can offer guidance, share experiences, and provide a different perspective that might not be apparent from your viewpoint. Engage actively in mentorship programs, either by seeking a mentor or by offering to mentor someone else. Both roles can be incredibly rewarding and illuminating. Networking extends beyond just knowing people. It's about building meaningful connections that can lead to collaboration and shared success. Attend events, participate in discussions, and always be open to learning from others. Networking provides opportunities for growth and opens doors you might not have considered possible. Cultivating a positive workspace. A supportive work culture directly correlates with increased confidence and creativity. The environment where you spend a significant portion of your day plays a critical role in shaping your mindset and productivity. Ensuring this space is conducive to your well-being can greatly enhance your decision-making abilities. Begin by organizing your personal workspace to reflect efficiency and comfort. A clutter-free desk with organized tools and resources can reduce stress and enhance focus. Personalize your space with items that inspire you, such as motivational quotes, pictures, or plants. Advocate for a positive work culture within your organization. Encourage open communication, recognize and celebrate achievements, and foster teamwork. A workplace where employees feel valued and heard leads to higher morale and better output. Setting boundaries in the workplace is also crucial. Clearly define your working hours and manage your workload to avoid burnout. Take regular breaks to recharge and ensure your tasks are manageable within your set time frame. If you find it challenging to say no to additional tasks, practice communicating your current capacity and the impact of taking on more work. Encourage collaborative projects where team members can share ideas and support each other's growth. Such initiatives not only build camaraderie, but also lead to innovative solutions and a more dynamic work environment. Moreover, seek feedback regularly and view it as an opportunity for improvement rather than criticism. In this chapter, we have explored various strategies to combat self-doubt and build confidence in decision-making. By understanding the roots of self-doubt, whether stemming from childhood experiences or societal pressures, readers can begin to address these underlying issues effectively. We discuss the impact of social comparison in the digital age and the importance of focusing on personal growth instead. Adopting a growth mindset can transform the fear of failure into a learning opportunity, while positive self-talk and journaling can help reshape negative internal narratives. Moving forward, implementing these strategies can lead to a more confident and decisive approach to life. Recognizing the value of supportive relationships and establishing healthy boundaries further strengthens one's ability to make clear decisions. Engaging in empowering communities and cultivating a positive workspace also contribute significantly to building self-worth and resilience. By embracing these techniques, readers can gradually reduce self-doubt and enhance their capacity for effective decision-making, ultimately leading to personal and professional growth. Chapter 5. Decision-making under uncertainty. Decision-making under uncertainty involves navigating through a maze of unknowns and potential risks, making it imperative to have effective strategies at hand. This chapter delves into various methodologies that can help individuals make informed decisions, even when faced with ambiguity. These tools are designed to break down complex situations into manageable components, making the decision-making process more transparent and systematic. By doing so, decision-makers can prioritize actions and allocate resources more efficiently, ensuring that they address critical issues while maintaining flexibility to adapt as new information emerges. Readers will explore several key frameworks that enhance decision-making under uncertain conditions. The chapter introduces risk assessment methods, like the risk matrix and SWOT analysis, offering insights into how these can be applied in real-world scenarios. Multi-criteria. Decision analysis, MCDA, is also discussed for its ability to balance conflicting criteria, ensuring well-rounded decisions. Additionally, Monte Carlo simulations are explained for their role in projecting possible outcomes and guiding data-driven choices. Practical guidelines on implementing these approaches effectively are provided, illustrating their relevance across various fields, from project management to strategic business planning. Through these discussions, readers will gain a robust framework for navigating complexity with confidence. Risk assessment methods. In evaluating risks under uncertainty, it's crucial to have frameworks that break down complex situations into manageable assessments. One effective tool is the risk matrix, which categorizes risks based on their likelihood and potential impact, offering a clear visualization of where attention should be focused. This matrix allows decision-makers to prioritize efforts by distinguishing between high likelihood, high impact risks and those less urgent. For instance, In project management, this can help identify which aspects require immediate mitigation strategies versus those needing monitoring. Another useful approach is SWOT analysis, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. By examining these four dimensions in any decision-making context, individuals and organizations can conduct a comprehensive assessment. For example, a business looking to enter a new market might use SWOT analysis to evaluate its competitive edge, strengths, areas of improvement, weaknesses, possible market expansions, opportunities, and external challenges like regulatory changes or competitor actions, threats. This holistic view fosters informed decisions that consider all aspects of the scenario. Multi-criteria decision analysis, MCDA, takes complexity management a step further by providing a structured process for making decisions involving conflicting criteria. This is particularly valuable in scenarios where factors such as cost, quality, and time need to be balanced. For instance, in urban planning, MCDA can aid in choosing the best infrastructure projects by quantifying and comparing different criteria like environmental impact, cost efficiency, and public approval. Through weighted scoring and visualization techniques, MCDA offers a transparent framework that can highlight the most balanced and strategically sound options. Monte Carlo simulations offer another dimension by using randomness to simulate various possible outcomes of a decision. These simulations are like digital stress tests, illustrating potential variability and uncertainty in results. Imagine a company evaluating investment options. Monte Carlo simulations can model thousands of market behavior scenarios to estimate the range of possible returns, thus helping investors understand the risk-to-reward ratio better. In finance, this method is invaluable for assessing investment risks and making data-driven decisions that account for potential fluctuations. Guidelines on how to apply each of these frameworks effectively can further enhance their utility. For instance, when using a risk matrix, it's essential first to identify all potential risks and then quantify both their probability and impact. Risks can then be plotted in a matrix format, where the vertical axis represents impact and the horizontal axis represents likelihood. This visual aid helps in swiftly identifying critical risk areas that require immediate action, ensuring resources are allocated efficiently. Similarly, conducting a SWOT analysis involves gathering a diverse team for brainstorming sessions to cover all relevant points comprehensively. Each quadrant, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, should be filled with specific details pertaining to the situation at hand. This collaborative approach ensures a well-rounded perspective and uncovers insights that might be overlooked if evaluated individually. For MCDA, it's vital to start by clearly defining the criteria and assigning appropriate weights to reflect their importance. Using a scoring system, each alternative is then evaluated against these criteria. Visualization tools like heat maps or bar charts can make it easier to compare and interpret the results, leading to more informed and defensible decisions. When conducting Monte Carlo simulations, begin by defining the model and all relevant variables. Assign probability distributions to each uncertain variable to capture their potential range of values accurately. Running the simulations multiple times will generate a large dataset of possible outcomes, which can be analyzed using statistical methods to determine probabilities and visualize results. Histograms and line graphs are particularly useful here, as they can display the distribution of outcomes and the likelihood of different scenarios occurring. An example of real-life application includes aerospace industries using Monte Carlo simulations to predict failure rates in new jet engines. This helps in crafting safety protocols and maintenance schedules, ultimately enhancing reliability. Financial institutions use these simulations for portfolio risk assessments, simulating different market conditions to choose investments that balance returns with acceptable risk levels. Businesses also leverage these frameworks for strategic planning. For instance, a tech company considering a new product launch can utilize SWOT analysis to identify internal strengths like advanced R&D capabilities and external opportunities such as market demand. Simultaneously, risks related to production delays, identified through the risk matrix, and multiple conflicting decision criteria regarding budget, timeline, and features can be managed using MCDA. Finally, Monte Carlo simulations can project various sales scenarios, aiding in fine-tuning marketing and sales strategies for optimal performance. Embracing probabilistic thinking. In the realm of decision-making under uncertainty, embracing probabilistic reasoning can profoundly enhance one's ability to weigh options based on their likelihood rather than deterministic outcomes. This approach allows individuals to navigate complex situations with a more analytical perspective, fostering clearer and more rational decision-making processes. Understanding fundamental concepts of probability is crucial, as it encourages a systematic and analytical approach to decision-making. Probability theory deals with quantifying uncertain events and provides tools for making informed predictions. By grasping these basic concepts, such as the probability of an event occurring versus not occurring, individuals develop an appreciation for the inherent uncertainties in any decision. This understanding shifts the mindset from seeking absolute certainty to evaluating risks and benefits in terms of probabilities. For instance, when a business leader considers launching a new product, understanding market trends and customer behavior through probability assessments can inform more strategic decision-making. Calculating the expected value is a key component of this probabilistic framework. Expected value represents the average outcome when considering all possible scenarios weighted by their probabilities. This calculation guides choices by providing a quantitative measure of what one can reasonably expect over the long run. For example, if an investment opportunity has a 50% chance of yielding a $10,000 return and a 50% chance of resulting in a $5,000 loss, the expected value would be calculated as 0.5 asterisk $10,000 plus 0.5 asterisk $5,000 equals sign $5,000, $2,500 equals sign $2,500. This result suggests that, on average, the investment will yield a net gain of $2,500. By using expected value calculations, individuals can move beyond gut feelings and make decisions grounded in numerical analysis. This method promotes clearer thinking and supports more confident decision-making. Bayesian thinking further refines probabilistic reasoning by updating the probability of a hypothesis as new evidence becomes available. This dynamic approach fosters flexibility and adaptability, essential traits in a world where information constantly evolves. The Bayesian approach integrates prior knowledge with new data to refine probabilities continually. For instance, consider a medical professional diagnosing a patient. Initially, the doctor may have a certain prior probability based on the patient's symptoms. As test results come in, the doctor uses this new information to update the likelihood of various diagnoses, leading to a more accurate conclusion. This iterative process exemplifies how Bayesian thinking supports continuous improvement in decision-making. Differentiating between subjective and objective probability also plays a vital role in minimizing bias and enhancing clarity in decision-making. Objective probabilities are derived from empirical data and statistical analysis, whereas subjective probabilities reflect personal beliefs or opinions about the likelihood of an event occurring. Recognizing these differences helps individuals maintain a critical perspective, ensuring that decisions are based on robust, objective information whenever possible. For example, while assessing the risk of a new venture, a business person should rely on market research rather than solely on intuition or past experiences. This distinction supports more balanced and rational decision-making by reducing the influence of cognitive biases. Scenario development is another technique that benefits from probabilistic reasoning. By creating various potential future scenarios and assigning probabilities to them, individuals can better prepare for different outcomes. This technique involves identifying critical uncertainties and plausible developments, which allows for the exploration of multiple pathways. For instance, a company might develop scenarios based on different economic conditions, regulatory changes, or competitor actions. By considering these varied scenarios, the company can devise strategies that are resilient under different circumstances, thereby reducing the risk of being unprepared for unforeseen events. Backcasting, a related methodology, involves envisioning a desirable future and working backward to identify the steps necessary to achieve that future. This approach requires an understanding of probabilistic outcomes to ensure that the envisioned future is not only desirable, but also feasible, given current trends and uncertainties. For instance, a government aiming for sustainable urban development in 20 years would use backcasting to establish milestones and policies needed today and in the near future. By incorporating probabilistic reasoning, policymakers can assess the likelihood of success for each step, ensuring realistic and achievable goals. Foresight techniques complement these methodologies by systematically exploring potential futures and their implications. These techniques include trend analysis, expert panels, and Delphi methods, which gather insights from diverse perspectives to map out possible developments. Probabilistic reasoning enhances foresight activities by quantifying the likelihood of different trends and events, providing a more structured approach to envisioning the future. For example, in strategic planning, organizations might use foresight techniques to identify emerging technologies or societal shifts. By applying probabilistic assessments, they can prioritize areas for innovation and investment, aligning their strategies with the most likely future scenarios. Risk mitigation strategies are essential for managing and minimizing the impact of uncertainties. These strategies involve identifying potential risks, assessing their probabilities and impacts, and developing plans to manage or reduce these risks. Probabilistic reasoning supports this process by offering tools to quantify and compare risks systematically. For instance, in project management, a team might use a risk matrix to categorize risks based on their likelihood and severity, prioritizing efforts to address the most significant threats. By employing probabilistic methods, leaders can develop more effective risk management plans, ensuring better preparedness and resilience. This chapter has outlined various effective methodologies for making confident decisions amidst uncertainty. By exploring tools like the risk matrix, SWOT analysis, multi-criteria decision analysis, and Monte Carlo simulations, readers have been equipped with practical frameworks for assessing risks and opportunities. These approaches help in breaking down complex situations into manageable parts, fostering better prioritization and strategic planning in both personal and professional contexts. Examples from business and finance demonstrate how these techniques can guide decision-makers towards more informed and rational choices. Understanding and applying these frameworks allows individuals to tackle uncertainty with greater confidence. As we navigate through unpredictable scenarios, utilizing methods that consider multiple criteria and potential outcomes ensures a holistic view. Whether managing a project, entering a new market, or making an investment, these strategies support clearer thinking and robust decision-making. By leveraging these tools, readers can enhance their ability to make sound decisions, ultimately leading to improved performance and personal growth. Chapter 6. The Role of Logical Reasoning. Logical reasoning plays a pivotal role in navigating the complexities of daily life and making sound decisions. It allows individuals to break down arguments into manageable components, analyze these elements critically, and arrive at well-founded conclusions. This chapter delves into the principles of formal logic, providing readers with essential tools to dissect arguments effectively. By mastering logical reasoning, one can enhance clarity in decision-making processes, making it easier to tackle both mundane and significant choices with confidence. Throughout this chapter, we will explore various aspects of logical reasoning, beginning with an understanding of formal logic's foundational principles. Readers will learn to differentiate between deductive and inductive reasoning, each crucial for assessing different scenarios. The chapter also covers the role of logical connectives in forming clear and coherent arguments, along with strategies for translating everyday thoughts into logical structures. These insights aim to empower readers to cut through complexity and make informed, rational decisions in all areas of their lives. Principles of formal logic. Understanding the foundational principles of formal logic is crucial for enhancing reasoning abilities. Formal logic allows us to dissect arguments into their basic components, premises and conclusions. This breakdown makes analyzing arguments clearer and more structured, enabling us to see the inherent strengths or weaknesses within them. In our daily lives, we encounter countless arguments and pieces of information that must be evaluated. When examining these, recognizing logical structures can help us determine whether they are sound. For example, consider an argument where a friend claims, "If it rains, the ground will be wet. It's raining now, so the ground must be wet." Here, the premise is that rain leads to wet ground, and the conclusion is that the ground is indeed wet because it's currently raining. By identifying this structure, we can evaluate its validity more effectively. Moving on to different types of reasoning, understanding deductive and inductive reasoning is essential. Deductive reasoning involves drawing specific conclusions from general principles. For instance, if all humans are mortal and Socrates is human, then Socrates must be mortal. This type of reasoning offers certainty, as the conclusion necessarily follows from the premises, if they are true. On the other hand, inductive reasoning works differently. It draws general conclusions from specific instances. For example, if we've observed that the sun rises in the east every morning, we might conclude that the sun will always rise in the east. Inductive reasoning provides probabilities rather than certainties, which can guide various decisions where absolute certainty isn't available. Understanding the distinction between these two modes of reasoning helps us apply the appropriate method based on the context, improving our decision-making processes. Logical connectives play a vital role in constructing clear and concise arguments. Connectives like and, or, and not are tools that link premises together to form more complex statements. For example, suppose we have two simple statements. It is raining, and I have an umbrella. Using the connective and, we can combine them into a compound statement. It is raining, and I have an umbrella. This new statement provides more comprehensive information, illustrating how logical connectives can enhance clarity and detail in our reasoning. The use of or also has significant implications. It can either mean one or the other, or it can mean both, depending on the context. For instance, when a menu states, "You can choose soup or salad," it implies a choice between the two, not both. However, in everyday conversation, someone might say, "We can watch a movie or go for a walk," implying either activity is acceptable, possibly even both. Translating everyday thoughts into logical forms is an invaluable skill that promotes clarity in personal reasoning. Consider those moments when you're grappling with a difficult decision. Mapping out your thoughts logically can help untangle confusion. Begin by identifying your premises. What do you know? What are your assumptions? Then outline your potential conclusions. What could happen based on these premises? For example, imagine you're deciding whether to change jobs. Your premises might include dissatisfaction with your current role, a new job offer, and the long-term career benefits. Laying these out logically can provide a clearer overview, helping you make a more informed decision. To help bridge this concept further, let's explore an example. Suppose you're contemplating whether to purchase a new car. You start by listing premises such as your current car's unreliability, the financial cost of a new vehicle, and the potential savings in maintenance costs. From these premises, you can derive potential conclusions. Maintaining the old car could lead to ongoing expenses and inconvenience, while a new car might provide reliability at a higher initial cost, but lower maintenance expenses. Formalizing these thoughts into logical structures helps you visualize the decision-making landscape. It clarifies what factors are most important and how they interrelate, guiding you towards a reasoned decision. This approach can extend to various scenarios, from planning projects at work to addressing personal dilemmas, ensuring you give each decision the thorough consideration it deserves. Logical reasoning forms the backbone of critical thinking and effective decision-making. By understanding logical structures, differentiating between deductive and inductive reasoning, mastering logical connectives, and translating everyday thoughts into logic, we gain powerful tools to navigate the complexities of life. These skills not only improve our personal growth, but also enhance our professional efficacy, leading to more coherent, well-founded decisions in all spheres of our lives. Common logical fallacies and how to avoid them. In today's complex world, developing strong logical reasoning skills is essential for making sound decisions and cutting through the noise of everyday life. One crucial aspect of honing these skills involves identifying and understanding common logical fallacies. By recognizing these errors in reasoning, individuals can improve their argumentation and decision-making processes. This subpoint will explore several prevalent logical fallacies: ad hominem attacks, straw man arguments, false dilemmas, and hasty generalizations. Identifying ad hominem attacks. An ad hominem attack occurs when someone targets their opponent's character or personal traits rather than addressing the argument at hand. This logical fallacy distracts from the core issue and can derail constructive discussions. For example, if Barbara suggests that a data review is necessary, and Tim responds by criticizing her math skills instead of discussing the data's accuracy, this is an ad hominem attack. To counteract such attacks, it is vital to recognize them and steer the conversation back to the topic. Highlighting the irrelevance of personal assaults helps refocus on the substantive issues. For instance, if faced with similar criticism, one might say, "Let's focus on the data analysis rather than my mathematical abilities." This approach ensures that discussions remain productive and centered on the facts. Understanding straw man arguments. The straw man fallacy arises when someone distorts or oversimplifies an opponent's position, attacking the exaggerated version rather than the actual argument. This tactic creates a misleading impression and detracts from meaningful dialogue. For example, Person A might state, "Pollution contributes to climate change," while Person B retorts, "So you think humans are responsible for all extreme weather?" This distortion sidesteps the original claim and shifts the debate to a less relevant tangent. Recognizing straw man arguments involves careful listening and clarifying the original statement. When encountering this fallacy, it's beneficial to reassert the initial point clearly and ask for engagement with the actual argument. For instance, you could respond, "No, that's not what I said. My point is about pollution's contributions to climate change, not specific weather events." This method promotes direct and focused discussions, preventing distractions by exaggerated interpretations. Avoiding false dilemmas. A false dilemma presents only two options in a situation where multiple possibilities exist, constraining decision-making and oversimplifying complex issues. This fallacy can push individuals toward extreme positions, ignoring nuanced alternatives. For example, suggesting that we either agree with Barbara's plan or the project will fail implies no middle ground or alternative solutions. To avoid falling into the trap of false dilemmas, it is crucial to consider a broader range of possibilities. Encourage comprehensive evaluations by asking open-ended questions and exploring various scenarios. For instance, responding with, "Are there other strategies we can consider alongside Barbara's plan?" broadens the discussion and uncovers more viable options. Emphasizing the spectrum of possibilities enriches decision-making processes and fosters creative problem-solving. Recognizing hasty generalizations. Hasty generalizations occur when broad conclusions are drawn from insufficient evidence. This fallacy jumps to conclusions without fully considering all relevant data, often leading to misguided decisions. For example, assuming that 2 team members became more engaged after public speaking classes, so the entire company should take these classes, overlooks individual differences and the need for more evidence. Promoting careful analysis before forming conclusions helps mitigate hasty generalizations. Take time to gather comprehensive data, evaluate multiple perspectives, and weigh evidence critically. For instance, one might suggest, while public speaking classes helped some team members, let's conduct further assessments to understand their overall impact. This approach encourages thoughtful consideration of evidence, reducing the likelihood of premature judgments. Practical applications. Applying these principles in real-world settings enhances personal development, professional growth, and educational pursuits. In the workplace, recognizing ad hominem attacks and steering discussions back to the argument can foster a more respectful and productive environment. Leaders can set an example by addressing ideas rather than personalities, promoting a culture of constructive feedback. Understanding and avoiding strawman arguments empower individuals to engage in more meaningful debates. Encouraging colleagues to clarify their positions and respond directly to the core issues strengthens teamwork and collaboration. When tackling strategic planning, avoiding false dilemmas ensures that all potential solutions are considered, fostering innovation and adaptability within teams. Recognizing hasty generalizations underscores the importance of thorough analysis. Decision-makers who prioritize comprehensive data collection and critical evaluation build more robust and defensible strategies. In educational settings, teaching students to identify these fallacies develops their critical thinking skills, preparing them for academic success and informed citizenship. Mastering logical reasoning equips individuals with the ability to navigate complexities and make informed decisions. This chapter has explored the foundational principles of formal logic, including the structures of arguments, the differences between deductive and inductive reasoning, and the use of logical connectives. By understanding these core elements, readers can break down arguments into their essential components, facilitating a clearer analysis of their validity. Practicing these techniques in everyday scenarios, such as deciding on career moves or major purchases, allows for more structured and sound decision-making. Additionally, recognizing common logical fallacies is vital in refining our logical reasoning skills. Addressing and avoiding fallacies like ad hominem attacks, strawman arguments, false dilemmas, and hasty generalizations enhances our capacity to engage in meaningful discussions and make better choices. Implementing these logical principles not only bolsters personal and professional growth, but also fosters an environment of respectful and productive communication. By applying these strategies, individuals can navigate life's challenges with greater clarity and confidence, ensuring well-founded and thoughtful decisions in all aspects of their lives. Chapter 7. Behavioral Traps to Avoid. Recognizing and understanding behavioral traps is essential for enhancing decision-making skills. Behavioral traps are cognitive biases that can cloud judgment, leading to suboptimal choices in both personal and professional settings. The inclination to remain in the comfort zone, known as status quo bias, often limits opportunities for growth and innovation. Similarly, the sunk cost fallacy prevents individuals from abandoning failing endeavors due to previous investments, and confirmation bias hinders objective analysis by favoring information that supports existing beliefs. This chapter delves into these three behavioral traps: status quo bias, sunk cost fallacy, and confirmation bias, and offers strategies to identify and avoid them. By examining how these traps manifest in various scenarios, readers will learn practical techniques to overcome them, such as seeking outside perspectives, promoting storytelling, rewarding experimentation, and embracing critical self-reflection. Through real-world examples and actionable advice, this chapter aims to equip readers with the tools needed to make clearer, more confident decisions. Status quo bias. The preference for maintaining the current state of affairs, known as status quo bias, can significantly limit decision-making. This cognitive bias manifests in a tendency to favor existing conditions over potential changes, often leading individuals and organizations to miss opportunities for growth and innovation. Understanding status quo bias is critical to making clearer, more confident decisions. Status quo bias operates as an inherent resistance to change. People naturally gravitate towards the familiar, perceiving it as safe and less risky compared to the unknown. This inclination can stifle personal development and organizational progress. For instance, employees might stay in their current roles instead of seeking new opportunities within the company, even if those opportunities offer better prospects for career advancement. Organizations may continue with outdated practices simply because they are used to them, hindering adaptation to evolving market conditions and limiting overall growth. One illustrative example of status quo bias in the workplace could be an employee who has the chance to join a different department but declines due to concerns about transitioning to a new role. This reluctance to embrace change can prevent the employee from gaining new skills and experiences that could be beneficial in the long term. Similarly, when renewing contracts with vendors or selecting healthcare plans, people often stick with what they know rather than exploring potentially better options, resulting in suboptimal decisions that could have been avoided with a more open-minded approach. Organizations are particularly susceptible to status quo bias. Many companies resist changing their operational methodologies, clinging to traditional ways even when new strategies could enhance productivity and customer satisfaction. For example, a business might hesitate to switch to a more efficient project management software simply because employees are comfortable with the existing system, causing the company to miss out on technological advancements that competitors might exploit. To overcome status quo bias, one effective practice is seeking outside perspectives. When faced with a decision, consulting individuals who are not ingrained in the current system can provide unbiased insights that challenge the established norms. This practice helps identify potential blind spots and encourages innovative thinking. For instance, a company considering a significant operational change could benefit from hiring external consultants who bring fresh viewpoints and expertise, thereby facilitating a more robust evaluation of available options. Another strategy involves promoting storytelling within the organization. By sharing success stories of how change has led to positive outcomes in similar situations, leaders can inspire employees to view change as an opportunity rather than a threat. Storytelling makes abstract concepts tangible, allowing individuals to relate to real-world examples and see the practical benefits of stepping out of their comfort zones. Rewarding experimentation is another powerful method to counteract status quo bias. Encouraging employees to test new ideas and approaches without the fear of failure fosters a culture of innovation. When experimentation is recognized and rewarded, it signals that the organization values growth and continuous improvement. This approach can lead to breakthroughs that would not have been possible if everyone adhered strictly to the status quo. Leadership plays a crucial role in combating status quo bias. Leaders must model the behavior they wish to see in their teams by being open to change themselves. When leaders demonstrate a willingness to adapt and take calculated risks, it sets a precedent for others to follow. Additionally, creating a safe environment where employees feel comfortable voicing their opinions and suggesting alternatives without repercussions is essential for fostering a culture that challenges the status quo. It's also important to frame the default option as a loss when proposing changes. This technique leverages the concept of loss aversion, which posits that people are more motivated to avoid losses than to acquire gains. By highlighting the potential downsides of not changing, such as falling behind competitors or missing out on lucrative opportunities, leaders can make a compelling case for why sticking to the status quo is the riskier option. Embracing change requires a shift in mindset at both the individual and organizational levels. Individuals must recognize that staying the same is not always the safest choice, and that growth often requires taking risks. Organizations need to create systems and processes that support adaptability and continuous learning. By implementing practices that challenge the status quo and encourage innovative thinking, Businesses can remain competitive and responsive to changing market dynamics. Overcoming status quo bias is not a one-time effort, but an ongoing process. Regularly evaluating current practices, seeking feedback, and being open to new ideas are essential components of this journey. Organizations that prioritize these activities are better positioned to capitalize on emerging opportunities and navigate uncertainties effectively. Sunk cost fallacy and confirmation bias. Recognizing and avoiding behavioral traps like the sunk cost fallacy and confirmation bias is key to making clearer, more confident decisions. The sunk cost fallacy occurs when individuals continue a project due to previously invested resources, such as time, money, or effort. This often leads to irrational decision-making and further losses. For example, imagine you've spent numerous hours and a significant amount of money on a business project that shows little promise of success. Instead of discontinuing the project, you decide to pour in more resources, believing that your past investments justify future ones. However, this mindset can be detrimental, causing unnecessary resource allocation to failing endeavors. Applying the sunk cost fallacy frequently results in poor continuing investments. Recognizing when to cut losses can lead to better resource utilization. It's essential to evaluate projects based on their current and future potential rather than past investments. Acknowledging sunk costs as unrecoverable can help shift focus toward more promising opportunities. Allocating resources to ventures with higher potential returns ensures efficient usage and boosts overall performance. Sometimes walking away from an investment, no matter how significant it seems, can prevent further financial and emotional drain, paving the way for more viable projects. Similarly, confirmation bias, the inclination to seek out information that confirms pre-existing beliefs, hinders objective analysis of situations. For instance, if you believe a particular marketing strategy will work, you may unconsciously search for data that supports your viewpoint while ignoring evidence to the contrary. This bias can cloud judgment and lead to suboptimal decisions. By acknowledging confirmation bias, we can strive to incorporate objective insights into our decision-making processes. This requires a conscious effort to seek diverse perspectives and challenge our assumptions regularly. One effective way to counteract confirmation bias is to actively seek contradictory evidence. This involves looking for information that disproves our beliefs and being open to changing our views based on new findings. For example, if you're convinced that a specific advertising channel is driving sales, but come across data suggesting otherwise, consider exploring this new evidence objectively. Engaging with diverse viewpoints helps broaden understanding and mitigate the effects of confirmation bias. It exposes us to different approaches and solutions, fostering a well-rounded perspective. In addition to seeking contradictory evidence, engaging with diverse viewpoints is crucial. Encouraging discussions and collaboration with people who have differing opinions promotes critical thinking. Business leaders, for instance, can benefit from assembling teams with varied backgrounds and expertise. This diversity ensures multiple angles are considered before making important decisions. When team members challenge each other's ideas constructively, it minimizes the risk of confirmation bias and leads to more robust outcomes. Practical techniques also include questioning assumptions and fostering an environment where dissenting voices are heard. Creating a culture that values critical feedback encourages individuals to express concerns and alternative views without fear of retribution. Regularly revisiting decisions and strategies with fresh eyes helps identify any biases that may have influenced the initial choices. Implementing structured decision-making frameworks, such as pros and cons lists or risk assessments, can further aid in overcoming cognitive biases. Developing a habit of critical self-reflection is another powerful tool against these behavioral traps. Reflecting on past decisions, both successful and unsuccessful, provides valuable insights into personal thought processes and potential biases. Keeping a decision journal can track reasoning and outcomes, offering a tangible record for future reference. Over time, This practice enhances awareness of recurring patterns and biases, allowing for more informed choices moving forward. To build resilience against the sunk cost fallacy, it's beneficial to set predefined stopping points for projects. These predetermined checkpoints serve as moments to assess progress and determine whether continuing aligns with current goals and available resources. Establishing criteria for success and failure beforehand reduces emotional attachment to past investments. When a project fails to meet these criteria, it's easier to make objective decisions about its continuation or termination. Understanding behavioral traps like status quo bias, the sunk cost fallacy, and confirmation bias is crucial for making more informed decisions. These biases can significantly influence our choices, often leading us to stick with familiar options, continue unproductive endeavors, or seek information that supports our existing beliefs. By recognizing these tendencies, we can work toward developing strategies to overcome them, such as seeking diverse perspectives, rewarding experimentation, and promoting a culture of open-mindedness and critical thinking within organizations. To cultivate better decision-making, it's important to regularly evaluate our current practices and assumptions. Engaging in self-reflection, setting predefined stopping points for projects, and fostering an environment where dissenting opinions are valued can help mitigate the impact of these biases. By embracing change and encouraging innovation, individuals and organizations can adapt more effectively to new opportunities and challenges, ultimately achieving greater growth and success. Chapter 8. Cultivating a Clarity Mindset. Cultivating a clarity mindset involves nurturing habits that enhance mental sharpness and foster decisive action. By focusing on practices that improve cognitive functions, individuals can better navigate the complexities of daily life with confidence and precision. This chapter delves into several strategies designed to reduce mental clutter and promote a clearer thought process, essential for making sound decisions in both personal and professional contexts. The chapter explores methods such as establishing consistent routines, prioritizing sleep, choosing nourishing foods, and limiting multitasking. Each section provides actionable steps to incorporate these habits into daily life, offering practical tips for sustaining mental clarity. Readers will learn how structured activities can conserve cognitive energy, how quality sleep impacts decision-making, and which nutritional choices support brain health. Additionally, strategies for focused work and reflective practices like journaling are discussed, all aimed at fostering a mindset that values clarity and decisive action. Habits that enhance mental clarity. Establishing a routine. A consistent daily routine is fundamental to cultivating a clarity mindset. By establishing regular habits, you can significantly reduce decision fatigue and promote mental clarity. When certain tasks become habitual, your mind can operate on autopilot, reserving cognitive energy for more complex decision-making processes. For instance, consider the routine of starting each day with a set schedule. Instead of deciding anew every morning whether to exercise, read, or plan your day, these tasks become second nature, freeing up mental resources for other priorities. Implementing a structured bedtime routine is another powerful strategy. Simple activities like setting an alarm at the same time each day, limited screen time before bed, and engaging in a quiet activity such as reading or meditation can all help signal to your brain that it's time to wind down. This predictable pattern prepares your body and mind for restful sleep, thus supporting cognitive functions during waking hours. Guideline. Begin by identifying key activities in your daily life that could benefit from consistency. Create a simple plan to incorporate these activities into a routine, and gradually add more tasks as the initial ones become habits. Prioritizing sleep. Quality sleep is paramount for maintaining cognitive sharpness and enhancing decision-making abilities. During sleep, the brain undergoes vital processes such as memory consolidation and neural cleansing, which are crucial for clear thinking and effective problem-solving. A well-rested mind is better equipped to handle stress and make sound decisions. Research highlights the detrimental effects of insufficient sleep on cognitive performance. Lack of sleep impairs attention, working memory, and executive function, the very skills needed for making strategic decisions. To prioritize sleep, establish a sleep hygiene routine that includes going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, creating a relaxing pre-sleep ritual, and ensuring your sleep environment is conducive to rest. Limiting caffeine intake in the afternoon and evening, as well as avoiding heavy meals and vigorous exercise close to bedtime, can also contribute to better sleep quality. Guideline: track your sleep patterns for a week to identify any habits that may be disrupting your rest. Adjust accordingly to ensure you get the recommended 7-9 hours of sleep per night, and observe how improved sleep impacts your cognitive clarity and decision-making. Nutritional choices. Nourishing your body with the right nutrients plays a crucial role in boosting cognitive performance. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats provides essential vitamins and minerals that support brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, for example, are known for their benefits in improving brain function and reducing inflammation. Hydration is equally important. Dehydration can lead to cognitive decline, affecting concentration, alertness, and short-term memory. Drinking adequate amounts of water throughout the day ensures that your brain cells function optimally. Certain foods have been shown to enhance cognitive abilities directly. Blueberries, known for their high antioxidant content, protect the brain from oxidative stress and improve communication between brain cells. Dark chocolate, in moderation, contains flavonoids that increase blood flow to the brain and boost mood and cognitive function. Guideline: incorporate brain-boosting foods into your daily meals. Aim for a colorful plate with a variety of fresh produce, and keep a water bottle handy to remind yourself to stay hydrated. Experiment with different recipes that balance proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates for sustained energy and mental clarity. Limit multitasking. In today's fast-paced world, multitasking might seem like an efficient way to manage numerous responsibilities. However, research suggests that attempting to juggle multiple tasks simultaneously can hinder overall productivity and clarity. Our brains are not wired to perform several complex activities at once. Instead, what we perceive as multitasking is often just rapid task switching, which can lead to increased errors and decreased efficiency. Focusing on one task at a time allows for deeper engagement and higher quality outcomes. Take, for instance, the practice of monotasking. Surgeons, who must maintain intense focus during operations, develop this skill over years of dedicated practice. By limiting distractions, they can perform precise and complex procedures effectively. Similarly, in everyday life, concentrating on a single task can yield better results and reduce stress. Guideline: start by identifying common multitasking scenarios in your routine and consciously shift to monotasking. Use techniques like time blocking to allocate specific periods for focused work on individual tasks. Implement breaks between tasks to reset and recharge, ensuring sustained attention and improved performance. Daily exercises for sharpening focus. Cultivating a mindset that prioritizes clarity and decisive action requires practical exercises to hone concentration. These exercises not only improve focus, but also support decision-making in daily life. Let's delve into 4 key practices that can be remarkably beneficial: mindfulness meditation, goal setting, time blocking, and journaling. Mindfulness meditation is a fundamental practice for sharpening concentration. Regular meditation helps center thoughts, allowing the mind to stay present rather than wandering off into distractions. This focused state enhances mental clarity, making it easier to process information and make informed decisions. Studies have shown that mindfulness meditation can improve various types of attention, including executive control, which is crucial for detecting and resolving conflicts. The practice typically involves sitting quietly and focusing on one's breath, gently guiding the mind back whenever it strays. Over time, this exercise trains the mind to maintain attention on the current task, thereby boosting productivity and reducing stress. Next, let's explore the importance of goal setting. Clearly defined goals act as a compass, directing our attention toward what truly matters. When goals are specific and actionable, they provide a clear path to follow, minimizing distractions and ensuring steady progress. To set effective goals, start by identifying what you want to achieve and break it down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if the goal is to complete a project at work, outline the key tasks involved and assign deadlines to each. This structured approach not only keeps you focused, but also provides a sense of accomplishment as you tick off each step. Additionally, regularly reviewing and adjusting your goals can help you stay aligned with your priorities and adapt to any changes that arise. Time blocking is another powerful technique for enhancing focus and efficiency. This method involves allocating specific time slots for different tasks throughout the day. By dedicating uninterrupted periods to specific activities, you can minimize interruptions and ensure that each task receives your full attention. Start by identifying the most important tasks and scheduling them during your peak productivity hours. For instance, if you find that you are most alert and focused in the morning, use that time for high-priority work, such as strategic planning or creative writing. Reserve less demanding tasks, like responding to emails or attending meetings, for later in the day when your energy levels may be lower. Using a calendar or planner to block out these times can help you stay committed to your schedule and make the most of your time. Journaling offers a reflective practice that aids in organizing thoughts, recognizing mental patterns, and processing emotions. Writing down your thoughts each day can bring clarity to complex issues and help you understand your own decision-making processes. The act of putting pen to paper forces you to slow down and think through your ideas more thoroughly. Begin by setting aside a few minutes each day to write about your experiences, thoughts, and feelings. You can also use prompts to guide your journaling, such as, "What were the main challenges I faced today?" or "What decisions did I make today, and what influenced them?" This daily habit encourages self-awareness and helps you identify recurring themes or obstacles in your thinking. Integrating these practices into your routine can significantly enhance your ability to think clearly and make confident decisions. Mindfulness meditation trains the mind to stay present, reducing distractions and improving focus. Through goal setting, you create a roadmap that directs your efforts towards meaningful objectives. Time blocking ensures that you allocate adequate time for essential tasks, maintaining a structured and efficient workflow. Lastly, journaling allows for introspection and better understanding of your mental processes, contributing to sustained mental clarity. In this chapter, we explored various habits and practices that enhance mental clarity and support better decision-making. Establishing a consistent daily routine helps reduce decision fatigue, allowing more cognitive energy for complex tasks. Prioritizing quality sleep contributes to cognitive sharpness, aiding in sound decision-making. We also delved into how proper nutrition fuels the brain and the importance of focusing on one task at a time to improve productivity and clarity. These practices, when integrated into your daily life, can foster a mindset that prioritizes clarity and decisive action. Mindfulness meditation, goal setting, time blocking, and journaling were highlighted as practical exercises to hone concentration and enhance decision-making capabilities. By adopting these strategies, you can overcome doubts, think more clearly, and make confident decisions that align with your personal and professional goals. Chapter 9. Applying clear thinking in everyday life. Applying clear thinking in everyday life can significantly enhance one's decision-making abilities and interpersonal interactions. By honing this skill, individuals can navigate various aspects of their lives with greater confidence and clarity. Clear thinking is not merely an abstract concept, but a practical tool that can lead to more effective problem-solving, improved relationships, and overall personal growth. Whether in professional environments or personal scenarios, the ability to think clearly helps to minimize misunderstandings, make sound decisions, and achieve desired outcomes. Through systematic approaches and structured methodologies, one can cultivate clear thinking to address complexities in daily life. In this chapter, we will explore several practical applications of clear thinking techniques across different settings. We will examine how structured frameworks can be used to tackle complex decisions in professional contexts, providing real-world examples from notable industry leaders who have successfully implemented these methods. Additionally, the chapter will delve into the importance of seeking feedback to enhance decision-making processes, highlighting how constructive feedback can uncover blind spots and foster continuous improvement. Furthermore, we will discuss various tools and technologies that aid in clarity and organization, emphasizing their role in streamlining tasks and reducing cognitive overload. Finally, the chapter will cover the impact of clear thinking on personal relationships, offering strategies for effective communication, setting healthy boundaries, and resolving conflicts constructively. By adopting these clear thinking practices, readers will be equipped with the skills needed to enhance both their professional and personal lives. Using clarity in professional decision-making. Clear thinking is a powerful asset in professional environments, leading to improved decision quality, enhanced outcomes, and reduced mistakes. By leveraging structured frameworks, real-world examples, feedback, and clarity-enhancing tools, professionals can navigate complex decisions with greater confidence and effectiveness. Frameworks for effective decision-making present a robust approach to tackling complex decisions by breaking them into manageable parts. These frameworks combat confusion and foster systematic thinking, which is crucial in high-stakes scenarios. For instance, the decision-making framework known as first principles thinking encourages stripping problems down to their fundamental truths and building solutions from the ground up. This method combats assumptions and superficial understanding, promoting a deeper analysis that leads to innovative solutions. Another effective framework is the OODA loop: observe, orient, decide, act. Originally used in military strategy, but now widely adopted in business. It structures decision-making into phases that ensure comprehensive observation, contextual orientation, decisive action, and iterative improvement. By following such frameworks, teams can have transparent discussions where each member understands their role in the decision-making process, thus fostering a team-oriented culture. This transparency not only streamlines operations, but also builds trust and collaborative spirit among team members. To illustrate the value of clear thinking through real-world examples, consider successful decision-makers across various fields. Industry leaders like Warren Buffett practice clear thinking by adhering to time-tested principles, such as focusing on long-term goals over short-term gains. His investment strategy revolves around understanding businesses fundamentally and making calculated decisions based on intrinsic values rather than market speculation. Similarly, Steve Jobs' approach of simplifying problems to their core components allowed him to innovate continuously and create user-friendly products that revolutionized multiple industries. These case studies provide valuable insights that empower readers to replicate effective strategies, showing that clear thought processes are integral to achieving favorable results. Feedback plays a pivotal role in enhancing decision-making by providing a comprehensive perspective. Seeking and integrating feedback helps identify blind spots, areas often missed due to cognitive biases or limited viewpoints. Constructive feedback offers alternative views that enrich the decision-making process, facilitating holistic and well-rounded conclusions. In a professional setting, creating a culture that values feedback fosters continuous learning and support. Teams that regularly seek feedback are better equipped to adapt to changing conditions, address issues proactively, and refine their strategies for better outcomes. Incorporating feedback mechanisms can be as simple as regular review meetings, where team members discuss ongoing projects and provide input on each other's work. Such practices not only enhance the clarity and effectiveness of decisions, but also build a resilient team dynamic capable of handling diverse challenges. Moreover, feedback sessions can uncover underlying issues that might otherwise go unnoticed, ensuring that corrective measures are taken promptly. Tools for clarity further aid in decision-making by streamlining analysis and organization. Technologies like data analytics platforms, project management software, and visualization tools reduce cognitive overload, allowing professionals to focus on substantive aspects of decision-making. For example, using data visualization tools helps distill large volumes of information into easily interpretable graphs and charts, aiding quicker and more accurate assessments. Project management tools like Asana or Trello organize tasks, set priorities, and track progress, ensuring that all team members are aligned and working towards common goals. Utilizing these tools can dramatically improve confidence in decision-making. When data is presented clearly and tasks are organized systematically, the decision-making process becomes less daunting. Professionals can make timely, well-informed conclusions that drive efficiency and effectiveness. For instance, a marketing team using customer data analytics can quickly identify trends and adjust their strategies to meet evolving consumer needs, resulting in more impactful campaigns. Ultimately, the integration of these structured frameworks, case studies, feedback mechanisms, and clarity-enhancing tools demonstrates how clear thinking can transform professional environments. By adopting these practices, professionals at all levels can enhance their decision-making capabilities, leading to superior outcomes and minimized errors. Clear thinking is not just an abstract concept, but a practical skill that, when cultivated, has tangible benefits in everyday professional life. Improving personal relationships with clear thinking. Applying clear thinking in everyday life can significantly enhance your personal relationships by fostering open communication and reducing misunderstandings. Clear thinking techniques allow you to articulate your feelings and needs effectively, helping build stronger connections with those around you. Effective communication is fundamental for any healthy relationship. When we engage in clear and honest dialogue, we promote trust and understanding, which are key to reducing conflicts. One strategy for effective communication is to use I statements rather than you statements. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," you might say, "I feel unheard when my ideas are not acknowledged." This slight shift in phrasing helps express your feelings without sounding accusatory, making it easier for the other person to understand and empathize with your perspective. Another essential aspect of effective communication is active listening. When someone speaks, make a conscious effort to fully understand what they are saying before responding. This means maintaining eye contact, nodding to show engagement, and occasionally paraphrasing what the other person has said to confirm understanding. Such practices can prevent misinterpretations and demonstrate that you value the other person's input. Awakenings, counseling, center nurturing healthy relationships. Building a foundation of trust and connection. 2024. Non-verbal communication also plays a vital role. Body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice often convey more than words alone. Ensuring that your nonverbal cues match your verbal messages can help avoid confusion. For instance, if you're discussing a serious issue, but your body language appears disinterested or defensive, it sends mixed signals. Aligning your verbal and nonverbal communication makes your message clearer and more sincere. Setting healthy boundaries is another crucial element of fostering fulfilling relationships. Clear thinking aids in defining and communicating these boundaries effectively. Boundaries are personal limits that protect your emotional well-being and maintain respect in interactions. By clearly articulating your limits, you enable others to understand your needs and avoid behaviors that may cause discomfort or resentment. This practice not only supports healthier interactions, but also helps individuals prioritize their needs while maintaining balanced relationships. Awakenings counseling. Center, nurturing healthy relationships. Building a foundation of trust and connection. 2024. Self-awareness is the first step in setting healthy boundaries. Understanding your own values, limits, and triggers allows you to communicate them clearly to others. For example, if you need personal space after returning home from work, inform your family members politely yet firmly. This preemptive clarity reduces potential conflicts and ensures that everyone's needs are respected. Communicating boundaries effectively involves being direct yet respectful. Use clear language and provide specific examples when discussing your boundaries. For example, instead of vaguely stating, "I need some alone time," clarify with, "I will need 30 minutes to myself when I get home to unwind." This specificity makes it easier for others to understand and honor your requests. Conflict resolution is inevitable in any relationship, but with clear thinking, conflicts can be managed constructively. Approaching disagreements calmly and respectfully is essential. Start by identifying the root cause of the conflict and expressing your concerns without attributing blame. Utilize active listening to understand the other person's viewpoint and work together to find common ground. One effective method for resolving conflicts is to focus on the issue at hand rather than bringing up past grievances. This approach keeps discussions productive and prevents escalation. Additionally, using a collaborative problem-solving technique can help both parties feel heard and valued. For example, instead of insisting on your solution, brainstorm possible compromises that address both parties' concerns. This cooperation fosters mutual respect and strengthens the relationship. Building empathy and understanding through empathetic listening enriches communication and deepens connections. Empathetic listening involves putting yourself in the other person's shoes and truly hearing their perspective without judgment. This practice makes partners feel valued and understood, encouraging more open and honest communication. Empathy also helps in evaluating situations more rationally by allowing you to detach from your emotions temporarily. For example, in a heated discussion, taking a moment to consider how the other person might be feeling can diffuse tension and lead to a more rational, constructive conversation. This not only enhances conversational quality, but also stimulates deeper connections. Clear thinking techniques have proven to be a valuable asset in both professional and personal realms. By incorporating structured frameworks, individuals can tackle complex decisions with greater confidence and effectiveness. Real-world examples of successful leaders like Warren Buffett and Steve Jobs illustrate the transformative power of clear thinking. Feedback mechanisms further enhance our decision-making abilities by offering diverse perspectives and highlighting potential blind spots. Utilizing clarity-enhancing tools such as data analytics platforms and project management software streamlines the process, making it less daunting and more systematic. In personal interactions, clear thinking fosters open communication and reduces misunderstandings, thus strengthening relationships. Techniques such as using I statements, active listening, and aligning nonverbal cues with verbal messages promote trust and understanding. Setting healthy boundaries and approaching conflicts with empathy and rationality also contribute to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Clear thinking isn't just an abstract concept. It is a practical skill that, when applied consistently, brings tangible benefits to everyday life. By adopting these practices, individuals can enhance their personal and professional lives, achieving better results and stronger connections with those around them. Conclusion. Throughout this book, we've ventured into the rich landscape of decision-making and critical thinking, examining the myriad ways our minds navigate choices every day. We've delved into cognitive biases, those subtle mental shortcuts that can lead us astray, and learned how recognizing these patterns empowers us to make more informed decisions. These insights are not merely academic. They are practical tools that can transform how we approach both personal and professional challenges. Understanding cognitive biases is crucial because they impact nearly every aspect of our lives. From choosing whom to trust, managing our finances, or leading a team at work. These biases shape our perceptions and, ultimately, our actions. By bringing them to light, we afford ourselves the opportunity to question automatic responses and cultivate a more mindful approach to decision-making. For instance, when we become aware of confirmation bias, we can actively seek out diverse perspectives instead of gravitating towards information that only reinforces our preconceived notions. This shift enables clearer, more balanced thinking and lays the foundation for sounder judgments. As you reflect on the various techniques discussed, consider how integrating these strategies into your daily routine can promote growth and self-improvement. Decision-making isn't a static skill, but an evolving practice. Each decision presents a chance to learn and refine your approach. Think about the last significant choice you made. What cognitive biases might have influenced it? How could you have applied critical thinking techniques to arrive at a different conclusion? By regularly engaging in such reflections, you build a habit of continuous learning and adaptation. Application is where theoretical knowledge transitions into real-world impact. Beyond understanding cognitive biases and decision-making techniques, it's essential to implement these insights practically. Start by identifying your most prevalent cognitive biases. Are you prone to overconfidence, anchoring, or perhaps the halo effect? Once identified, consciously slow down your decision process. Reflect before making significant choices. For example, before deciding on a career move, take the time to weigh all possible outcomes rather than rushing based on initial impressions. This deliberate pause can create space for a more thorough evaluation, reducing the likelihood of impulsive errors. Furthermore, think about creating environments that support better decision-making for yourself and others. If you're a leader, encourage your team to voice diverse opinions and challenge prevailing assumptions. Foster a culture where critical thinking is valued and decisions are made collaboratively. This inclusive approach not only enhances the quality of decisions, but also builds a more dynamic and resilient team. Embracing a growth mindset is another pivotal theme explored in this book. It's about seeing every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than a threat to be avoided. This perspective is particularly powerful in decision-making contexts. When faced with difficult choices, a growth mindset encourages curiosity and resilience. Instead of being paralyzed by doubt or fear of failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Such a mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones, fostering personal and professional development. Imagine encountering a tough decision at work. Instead of succumbing to anxiety, view it as a chance to enhance your problem-solving skills. Approach the situation with an open mind, willing to explore various solutions and learn from the outcome, regardless of success or failure. This proactive stance not only improves your decision-making capabilities, but also builds confidence and adaptability, traits highly valuable in today's fast-paced world. Clarity is the cornerstone of effective decision-making. Throughout the book, we've underscored the importance of cultivating a clear, focused mind. Clarity cuts through the noise of everyday life, allowing you to prioritize what truly matters. It involves setting clear intentions, defining your goals, and aligning your actions accordingly. When clarity becomes a daily habit, it transforms the way you navigate life's complexities. Envision starting each day with a clear intention. By focusing on what's genuinely important, you align your efforts with your core values and objectives. This alignment fosters consistency and coherence in your actions, enabling you to make choices that resonate with your long-term aspirations. For instance, if your goal is to advance in your career, clarity helps you identify which tasks and opportunities will propel you forward and which distractions to avoid. Moreover, clarity enhances communication and collaboration, especially in a professional setting. As a leader, clear thinking allows you to articulate your vision effectively, inspiring and guiding your team towards a common goal. In personal relationships, it fosters understanding and empathy, reducing conflicts and promoting harmonious interactions. In closing, the journey toward enhancing decision-making and critical thinking is ongoing. It's a path that requires dedication, self-awareness, and a commitment to continual growth. By understanding cognitive biases, applying practical strategies, embracing a growth mindset, and prioritizing clarity, you equip yourself with the tools needed to navigate life's myriad decisions confidently and competently. Remember, transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the accumulation of small, consistent efforts that leads to profound change. As you integrate these principles into your daily life, you'll begin to notice shifts in your thinking patterns, greater confidence in your decisions, and a more fulfilling, purpose-driven life. Thank you for embarking on this journey of self-discovery and growth. May the insights and strategies shared within these pages serve as a catalyst for your continued evolution. Here's to clearer thinking, better decision-making, and a future filled with endless possibilities.